And I believe that the first fart is, it moves a little bit, and a little bit's quite a lot when it comes to ploughing. Why is ploughing, like, you get it all set up last year and then you go to it this year and everything's different again. Like, what is that all about? Like, honestly. The shear has sheared and the point's away. Well, I have finished dung for the now because Dad have stolen the tractor from me, and I suppose I could use the 70-30. I can't use this tractor because it doesn't change PTO speeds without changing the PTO, and the dung spreader requires it to go at 1000 shaft, and the shaft is a 540, so can't use it because of that. So could use 70-30, but I tried a load of slurry there and that wasn't good. So now I've decided I'm going to go put the plough on and just get that looked at and see whether or not I can get started with it, because I have got this field on the right here. It's ready to plough, although it is a little bit greasy in places, but hey ho, once I've broken that top layer with a plough, should be alright, eh? Maggie and Walter both with me today, so I'm going to get this plough on and look it over and grease it up. There she is, sitting ready to go. A little bit of rust on it, not too bad though. Got a good dose of oil on it, but I think the rain's just caught the front here, unfortunately, but that's just one of the things. Shed's not made for purpose, you see. Can't get it right in. Giggity. But aye, fire on. So I've just got started. I've done 3 runs up there, and the shear has sheared and the point's away. So I need to stop because today is Sunday and nothing is open, so I'll get one tomorrow hopefully and get going again. Unbelievable. So this morning I took apart the broken shear and Dad went away with the 70-30, and he's got new boots on it, so now we're just going to put the new one on and point and get going hopefully. Alright, so my dad's come back. I've now got my shear here, so I'm just going to get all of these bolts bolted on, I suppose. Whoa. The boot starts swearing there. I thought it bolted the points on the front there because there's a hole here. Cut one off because it was sheared off at the front there. The bolt was still in, and then I'd undo the last 3 there. I've ended up with this itself. It seems like Dad has come back with I've got a bolt with no nut for that last one. That's oops, I'll find that later. Annoying, so I'll need to go find a bolt for it. Nut. he left to go get the parts without looking at the plough. Trying to describe to him what bloody bit I was needing was annoying. Well, awkward. You're like, aye, so when you're sitting in the tractor and it's throwing the furze to the right, it's like, aye, is that right? Is it? Wrong size. Aftermarket parts, eh? These will be something awkward like a 21 or a 22, not a 19. Right, I'll take one to the garage, sort this out, get another one for the last bolt there, then try and get started. The thing I noticed yesterday was the plough was pulling away from the worked land, so I'm needing to adjust the turntable so that it pulls back in towards the land and ploughs straight. There's my dad, he's away to try and spread fertiliser. It's always handy keeping spares from old plough metal for when things fall off. Right. What's on there? Now I don't know where I've put the oh, I dropped it earlier. That's what I did, I forgot. Watch it fall, so I try and get it started, eh? Way to grease it up. Fair spin it. Love the Ugga gun. Speeds things up so much more. So much quicker. Yeah. Back to the standard 17. 19. What the fuck? What am I saying? 19. It's a 19. Right, we're away. Hopefully we'll get some ploughing done now. A couple of adjustments in the field and get blitzing if I can. Everything's looked over, everything's still tight and not going to fall off. The only problem that might occur is bits breaking off, just like that first bit. Hopefully there's not any more repeats. Ah yes, I'm leaving a lovely mess where I've been. Ah, the joys, the joys. So this is the first field I'm going to be doing there, and 10 acres roughly, so shouldn't take too long. I'll hopefully get quite a fair bit done today. Not sure who that was. I kind of recognise him. New Holland forklift. I think that's a neighbour. I didn't think they had a New Holland. It's either that or it's a demo because it looks new. Just doing the rounds for a joy. Having a jolly. Fair enough, I'd do the same. Well, that's me arrived at the field. That was a very easy journey, that. Right. So this bit down here is a bit awkward and rough because stones get left here and things. So, and there's a water tank in the ground there, so you don't really want to go near it with a plough. I've decided I'm going to plough at this angle this year, and that means I can plough diagonally across the hill just at an angle right down the field, and that means well, it means I'm just taking a different angle, and because it's slightly greasy still, that means that I'll be able to get going because I'm going diagonal, hopefully, and that'll, it just means I can keep going rather than going straight up and down the hill and eventually have to stop because grip's the issue. So this is all I got done yesterday, 3 runs, but was it 3 runs? Might have been more than 3 runs, maybe 4 runs. It's not pretty, don't judge. I had issues. I made a scratch, it's kind of straight, and it lines up with that there. So once I'm finished ploughing this, I'll sort this out, and then that means I'll just drive up and down that angle right the way across the field, which is kind of what you're meant to do. You're not meant to plough the same way all the time, apparently. So, right, let's get started. Right, see if my adjustments have helped my plough from walking side to side. It was pulling more towards this, so kind of means that something's out, so hopefully I've got it right. Get a diff lock on because it's greasy, a wee bit of revs, and let's see how this goes. A wee bit of deep, up we come. It's really pulling to that side still. That's not right. It's greasy, as you can see. Need to get up the gears, get going. I'm not happy about that. I'm going to have to do some more adjusting. I'll give it another run because I had another adjustment to make, and that means that we'll just go off so I've got a full body to work with here. Was one side pulling harder than the other last year away from the ploughing, so I'm not just quite sure why that is. I'm not sure if there's something worn or just what. And as you can see, the tractor is pulling despite the greasiness. It's about to stall, but she's coping. I think I'm going to need to set the plough deeper, it looks too shallow. It was all set up for a plough match, so I'm not sure if that's why it's being awkward. You know, it's set up for the plough match, you're ploughing shallower to try and make a nicer job. That might be what it is. Me being forgetful is another issue. Right, I'll give it a run here because I'm not sure if the other side was, as I said last year, it was pulling one way, another way it was dead straight, and that's what made me think it was the wear balls on the rocking of the fur making it pull funny through the ground. So we'll see the now, so we will. if I don't wreck the fence. Need to pay attention to what I'm doing here. There we go. Keep forgetting how much bigger this plough is than the one I had a few years back, the 4 furrow. This is unbelievable, the size compared. As you can see, this bit is a wee bit wet, then it gets worse over at that puddle over there. So, aye. Once I get going though, it'll be fine. Because once I've made that initial hole, the shuck is dry. It's just the surface that's wet, to be honest. Well, greasy. It's not too bad though. Not too bad. Not too bad. See, this way's pulling dead straight. That's confusing. Maybe slightly out, not too bad though. See, the skimmers aren't working at the front, so it's making me think that the plough's leaning up rather than down a wee bit. See that? If this isn't. See, I think looks like it's leaning this way, which doesn't make any sense. Now I've got soil in my boot. I think top link needs to be shortened, and I'm needing to adjust the tilt over this way. So a couple of things to try. As I'd say, it's leaning into the ploughing, and if it's leaning into the ploughing, those should be digging, which they're not, so that to me means the top link's too long. So just shorten it a wee bit and then try a couple of things, get going again. So on my old plough it was a turnbuckle on the ram, but on this plough it's a turnbuckle here, and they're individually adjusted, so what you do to one you need to do to the other. 1, 2. Oh, looks like it's pulling dead straight to me, and looks like the skimmers are all doing the same amount now. Front fur looks a little bit narrow compared to the rest, so just widen that up a bit. It is still leaning a bit though. It might wander a bit. Right, it's back to the middle again. Ugh. Why is ploughing, like, you get it all set up last year and then you go to it this year and everything's different again? Like, what is that all about? Like, honestly, can anybody enlighten me as to why this happens? I'm getting there with adjusting it, I suppose. It's not 100% the best, but I had to. I'm just trying to keep going. I don't want to spend too much time trying to perfect it. It's been a pain. I mean, I think, as I was saying earlier, if any of you have Caverland, you'll know about the wear balls and the bit in between the plough stock and the actual furs themselves. And I believe that the first fur is it moves a little bit, and a little bit's quite a lot when it comes to ploughing, so I want to replace them and see if it makes a difference, because it doesn't matter what I do. One way I can make really good, but the other way I need to adjust the plough a completely different way, which is not what you're meant to do. So I can only put it down to those potentially. I mean, I've never done them before, but I have heard that they help. And this is a second-hand plough. I don't know how much it has done before, but there is a little bit of movement there, so I can only presume that that's the problem. You can see what I'm doing now. I'm just taking out all the bumps with my plough from ploughing this corner out, and then this is going to be my angle for the rest of the field. A wee bump there you see there, that's from the land wheel going across the ploughing, so not much I can do about that, but all in all that looks reasonably level for what I've done. And aye, basically on to the big long runs now. Not for very long though, because that's the edge of the field there, but because I'm ploughing across, what I've done, it should help with my ploughing, because it does help ploughing to a different angle from previous years, even a slight angle. So I decided to do it this way because I've never done it this way before. So yeah, let's see what happens. Alrighty, so I've got my adjustments right now, I think. Spoke to Dad about it, and we had a good look over the plough, and well, he came to the conclusion that it was the spring on the front fur, that it wasn't tight enough, and yeah, it seems to have helped. It seems to have helped tightening it up, but don't know if it's 100%, but aye, for now the ploughing's looking really good, so I can't really complain, to be honest with you. Here we are again today, back ploughing, slightly digging on the hill here, made a bit of a mess, but we're climbing, just lifted it slightly, but it's not left a hole, so that's the main thing. Down a wee bit again, yeah, it's leaving a not too bad job. Couple of tufts of grass here and there. What can you do? Aye, it's looking good though, doing really well I think, considering, and I'm keeping it dead straight. For those of you that are obsessed with that, I'm doing not too bad, I think. I mean, come on now. And that's after going through that wet hole over there. And of course these worm-eating hoors are back. Desperate for a munch. Aye, maybe shouldn't have ploughed through the wet bit, but I did. It'll dry out now, I've got to plough through it. We'll sow it and see what happens. Unless the tractor goes down and gets stuck. But I didn't get stuck going through it with the plough, so that's a good sign, isn't it? What are you saying, Maggie? What are you saying to it? What are you saying to it, wee girl? Aye. Anyway, this is what I'm up to. I'll try and get some more footage of this, and maybe get the drone out at some point. Get some different angles so it's not all just me in the tractor and boring you here. But what do you think of the microphone? I've been using it quite a bit this video. Trying to get in the habit of using it, but I think it's making a wee bit of a difference in certain aspects of my video from what I've looked back at. But aye, this is what I'm up to. See you all next time.